insightful, but are you likable? You got jokes, you're the host, stand up. Are you likable?
Hello and welcome to Likeable, a show where we discuss stand-up comedy from an entry-level perspective. I'm your host, David Stickle, and today I'm joined by Mr. Chuck Chillout.
What's up, buddy?
Saw, dude. How are we doing today?
Good. Thanks for having me.
Yeah, thank you for coming on. Is this your first podcast?
This is my first podcast.
First podcast,
Yeah.
okay.
Yeah.
But you've been on radio before?
I have.
Okay.
I did about three and a half years back, like 20 years ago on 101.5 WPDH.
Yeah. Where was that?
Poughkeepsie.
Poughkeepsie,
Yeah.
okay.
Yeah. Right around here. This whole classic rock station around here.
Yeah. Are you from, I like 101.5. Are you from Poughkeepsie?
I am from Fishkill. Originally.
Fishkill, okay.
Beacon area. Yeah.
Bring this a little closer.
A little closer.
There we go. So you're from Fishkill, and then now you're Ulster County, Saugerties guy. Yeah,
Saugerties. Yeah. Moved
Saugerties.
up there. My wife grew up there, and so
Okay.
her whole family, well, half of her family's up there. So after we got married, we moved up there. And
The
love
famous Mrs. Chillout.
Yes,
Yeah.
who is not with me today.
I know.
One of the first.
Honestly,
Every time
I didn't recognize you without her. You know, I was like, "Who the fuck is this guy?"
Yeah, dude,
You know?
she's super supportive. Honestly, she goes to like almost all my stuff,
Mm-hmm.
and I think it's support. She might be trying to keep the comedy groupies away.
That's it.
You know,
That's
I
it.
think what are they called? Chuckle fuckers.
Chuckle fuckers.
Yeah.
That's the first time I've heard that. You know,
Which works for me. You know, chill out. But
yeah. I
but
mean,
yeah.
the women just must throw themselves.
I'm
at
not
you
sure
when-
if she's scaring them away or if I am, but they're probably scared.
They stay away because of the wife. They definitely stay away because of the jokes.
Exactly.
Brutal. No. I'm sure it is. It's a thing. It's a real thing. You know, the ladies.
That's
tough.
what I hear. That's what I hear.
That's what I hear too.
But yeah, so she's actually getting her hair cut right now. So not that
Okay.
she would fit in this room, but
Yeah, no, it's a very tiny room, but so I could barely fit my backpack in here. You know.
but it's a great space. I mean, and the fact that they have this available is amazing. So
Yeah, it's nice. I'm glad they don't charge me anything.
Yeah.
And I'm glad the equipment is fucking awesome
Yeah.
for everything. They treat me really well here.
That's my camera.
I enjoy it. Oh yeah, that's you. Yeah. Make direct eye contact the whole time. This is for our YouTube version. You want to get those.
I'll make direct contact with the microphone now for the podcast, Spotify and Apple listeners.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, you feel that?
A little ASMR chill out. Yeah, this is Chuck Chillout. We're gonna bring it down.
That's the problem, dude. I am loud. I never bring it down.
Yeah.
No, sorry if I blow out your car speakers, people.
Hell yeah. Talk about a subwoofer. If I was smart, I would learn how to like equalize the sound on this thing because I know other comedians know how to do that, but I don't actually. So we're not doing it. Sorry about it.
It's been a long time since I had to do anything like that when I was in radio, so
Not super.
can't
fun.
help you.
So you started comedy last year?
Yeah,
Are we at a year yet?
I am coming up on a year. I just looked at my notebook and my phone. I went to my first open mic in Albany on July 17th of last year.
Okay.
At the Lark Tavern.
Was Albany the first one you heard about, or was it just the first one that was available?
It was the first one I heard about.
Okay,
So I
cool.
basically, I started doing improv back in like March of last year. And then, I did a couple of improv classes in Kingston and they were awesome. I'm actually starting another one on Monday. I'm trying to keep into it because I think it really does help the stand up and the stage presence and being able to be on your feet, But I did a couple shows with them and I realized that I love improv. First of all, improv was I didn't know what improv really was until I did it.
Yeah.
And then it's amazing. It is so much fun. I tell anybody, like, if you get the chance, go to an improv class, go to Joe Jester's, Happenstancery, which I haven't been to yet, but I hear it's a lot of fun. I know a few people that have gone. But one thing I realized was in that, like, ensemble cast of improvers, like, if I mess up or I suck, like, I bring down the performance for other people. And same, if they mess up or they don't, they say something bad or whatever, like it's an ensemble thing. So I was like, and I've been like teaching and presenting and stuff for 20 years at work, so I'm comfortable in front of a crowd. You know, I always have been. And I was like, you know what? I want to try stand up. So mid-July, I just started Googling, like, oh, wow. And I had no idea of this vast stand-up community in the Hudson Valley. Like, as someone who'd never, you know, I've been to a couple shows and things like that. But then I started finding, like, these open mics. And I'm like, oh. So we went up to Lark Street and just sat and watched. Yeah. And I was like, and I think they were doing 3 minutes that night. And the bucket pull. And I was like, oh, I can do this.
Yeah.
Like, I can do this. I'm better than that guy, whoever that guy was. Probably not true, but I thought maybe I could. So
now, we're not knocking anybody in the Albany scene.
Oh, no, absolutely not.
Can't make that more clear that we're not knocking anybody. I don't want anybody to...
No, we're only going to knock people that are in the Hudson Valley area.
Definitely.
That was another game that
Beacon
I thought about doing.
Yeah.
Was we were at a concert at SPAC last night, and there was a whole group of people in front of us playing that, I don't know if it's called Heads Up or whatever, with the phone where you put it up and it has a word and it's kind of like you got to guess the word. I was like, that could go terribly wrong. I wanted to write all of the comedians' names down, and then each one of us would hold up like a card, and we'd have to describe that comedian to the other person so they could guess the name. I'm like, yeah, that could go terribly wrong. We're not going to do that.
Yeah, that, you know, I thought you were going to try to get me to play Mary Fuck Kill, Dylan Rasucci, Kevin Ludlow, and Salty. You know?
Oh boy,
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Actually, it'd make it a little bit harder. It'd be Dylan Rasucci, Joe Alfano, and maybe Jordan Malice. You know, like, you know, which one would you? Which one? We're not going to play this game. I don't want anybody to feel awkward when I kill them immediately.
I might feel more awkward if you fuck me immediately, but
no,
you know,
maybe I'm going to fuck and kill Dylan Rasucci.
Which one first?
Poor Dylan.
Oh man. So I went up to that Lark Street, Lark Tavern open mic, and I thought the first set went pretty well for having never been up there. I just actually watched the video of it yesterday, and I was like, oh my God, this is terrible. Like, this is dog shit. And it hasn't gotten any better in the last year, but you know, I've just gotten better at being dog shit, I think.
Okay.
Now,
Same.
So then they have that's the cool thing about that Thursday night up there is they have the Lark Tavern at like 7, and then when that comes to an end, you can go across the street to the local 217.
Oh yeah.
And do a 5-minute over there, and then they do the bumping mic every other. I think I did my first time doing open mic. I did the Lark, then I went across the street and I had to do the bumping mic with Craig Nessler, who I had never met before. I don't know any of these people, and it was awkward.
Yep.
It was weird.
Yep. I did they're doing bumping mic tonight, actually. It's a Thursday for the viewers.
Oh yeah.
But they my first and only bumping mic was with Blake Whitback.
Oh
yeah.
Okay.
And I was like fake hitting on him. And I think he thought I was serious because, again, they don't know me that well.
Yeah.
And he's just like, oh, I have a girlfriend. She's right there. She's right there. I have a girlfriend. What do you? And I'm so much bigger than Blake. Yeah. I don't know if he was uncomfortable or just that was the bit. But I was like, I'm not going to sexually assault you, young man.
Not on the stage, at least.
No, I mean, I do think people should witness it. You know? Yeah, I do. I perform a little bit better when there's an audience. Yeah. Next time I'll do it on the stage.
I mean, so many comics are, you know, trying to have sex with the stool. Why not? You know,
yeah, no, just
other comic.
Bring Blake. Yeah. Like, Dave's booked me on so many shows coming up, but he's not telling me how much time I'm doing. Yeah, Blake, it depends on how I'm feeling.
Yeah. Probably 2 to 4 minutes.
Yeah. That's optimistic. So what? So I think the curious thing is like, so why'd you start improv? Because like, did you do? I mean, you did the radio stuff, but like, was young Charles Chillout like into like acting and theater and all that kind of stuff when you were young? Was it just like, were you a wrestling kid when you were? Did you get into that? I was
not. My only wrestling like memory and experience is my cousin. We went to whatever it was called at the time, like the 80s, and the Junkyard Dog was there. The Mid-Hudson Civic Center, you know, Poughkeepsie Civic Center. Cool. And my cousin got to go on like on the ring with him and do like the junkyard dog dance. And we
That's
had
cool.
a video of it when it aired on TV.
Yeah.
It was like, but I was never really into all that. I was actually a child actor.
Okay.
For a couple of years. When I was really little, like 5, I did like tap at a place in Fishkill. And I was really cute.
Like tap dance?
Tap dance, yeah.
Okay. You still got those
No,
moves?
no, I don't. I also, thank God, don't have any of those videos.
Yeah. I will find them.
But the people who ran the school were also like agents. And I, believe it or not, looking at the camera now, I was really cute when I was a little kid. Like, remember Macaulay Culkin in Home Alone? Like,
Yep.
I looked very much like Macaulay Culkin when I was a little kid.
Wow, you know,
And-
I think you look like him now.
A little strung out. My eyes are a little dark. Yeah. So I got cast in a commercial in like 1986. You can actually find it on YouTube. I found it. I posted on my social media every once in a while. But it was for Bob Evans Sausage, and I think I was like 6 at the time, and I can remember that day so clearly. The worst part is like, I'm going to be on TV. I'm going to be on TV. What I didn't realize as a 6-year-old is there's no Bob Evans restaurants around here. So they didn't air the commercial in the Northeast at all. So none of my friends, I went into school like, I'm going to be on TV. They all thought I was bullshitting them.
That sucks.
But yeah. So I did that. And I did some like print. I was in Woman's World magazine and like how to teach your kids not to burn themselves with the stove, like that kind of stuff. And then I started doing not great in school, so my mom kind of pulled me out of that. And then I don't want to say puberty hit because that probably didn't hit until like 17, but like junior high hit, and then my look changed, and I wasn't exactly castable anymore. I don't think.
No longer supple and desirable.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
So
Was Dan Snyder directing these things? The guy from Nickelodeon.
I have not watched that. What is it, Darker Side or,
Yeah, I haven't
whatever?
watched
But
it yet.
I grew up on Nickelodeon. Like
Yeah.
that was like it came out when I was a little kid. I remember watching Nickelodeon when the only commercials in between the shows were Nickelodeon commercials because they didn't have sponsors.
Wow.
You know?
Okay.
But yeah, so then like I've always been a performer. I grew up like as an only child, so I've always been like trying to get like be the center of attention and stuff like that, you know. But I started playing bass when I was like 14, and I started playing in some bands, and then I started playing guitar. I used to go out and do like singing and guitar open mics for years. I did that. Also not very good at that either. But you know, that's how you find out. You go do the open mics. But yeah, I did that, and then like life hit, and like I got like a real job, and I got married, you know, and like, so I just didn't really do any of the performing stuff. And I worked for like 13 years at a very liberal arts college. So
Okay.
they can't really take a joke there.
Okay. Yeah.
And I, you know, like you just got to be careful, you know?
Yeah.
So like
Yeah.
I wasn't, you know, I'd have like my work self, and then like, you know, my, you know, like dummy outside of work joking around. So then basically 15 years go by, whatever. And my kid was going away to college, and we only have the one. So everybody was like, oh, you're going to be empty nesters. What are you going to do? You're going to be empty nesters. You're going to be so bored. I'm like, well, I'm going to have to get a new hobby. And my wife, she's going to have to get 3 new hobbies, which it turns out I ended up getting 3 new hobbies, and now she just follows me around, which is her hobby. So
Yeah.
but it's good. I have a DD whenever I go anywhere.
Yeah,
if I
dude,
need
yeah.
it, you know. But yeah, so I started looking. I was like, I've always wanted to try improv, and you know, so I went. Found a class right in Kingston, Hudson Valley Improv. I went to the class, and I did their level 1, and I was like, wow, this is really hard, and I suck at it. So I have to take their level 2 and get better.
Okay.
You know? So I stuck along with it. Like a month later, I took their level 2, which ends in a performance, which you get, you know, they pack the room, like 80 people in there at the Art Society in Kingston. And that was so much fun. And
What's the group look like when you show up for that first class? Are you like the oldest guy? Are you
No.
like everybody's around your age?
no,
is it, men? Is it women?
So diverse. It's
Okay.
crazy. Like I went in there, and you know, there's like early 20 somethings. Some people have done improv in college or whatever before. There was in both of my, well, I've taken 3 of their classes so far, but in all of my classes, it was anywhere from 21-year-olds to like 75-year-old.
Okay.
It was all over. One of the things, the first day you sit down and they ask you, okay, what's your name? What are your pronouns? And, what makes you want to do this? And I remember there was this older woman next to me, and they got to her, and she's like, I don't, what do you mean? What are my pronouns? No one's ever asked me that before. She was like 70 something, and just no one had ever asked her what her pronouns were. So we had to explain it to her,
we need a location. The library. What? What did he say?
We did have one woman in my first class that she came to like the first class, and I think she realized it just wasn't for her.
Yeah.
She was older. She wasn't really as agile, because improv is physical.
Yeah,
like you're jumping around. Like it could be like you have to be a dog now, and you have to like crawl around the stage and bark like a dog, and then in the next scene you're like a news reporter, and like you're carrying people. You're constantly up and down. It's a 3-hour-long class, and I would leave there exhausted and like super like just high endorphin rush, because it is just so. One of the things they explained it when I first got there was, in our adult lives, we have just so many things around us that stop us from being able to be in the moment. You're constantly thinking or looking or doing, or what does this person think or say, or what should I say next? And they were like, you have to get into a place in your brain where it's like childlike. And you basically, like when kids, on a playground, there's like a 5-year-old, he walks over and he's just like, hey, this is my dinosaur. How are you? I'm Chuck. You want to play? And then like and then they're playing. There's no script. He's not worried about what's going on around him. And that's like, you have to be in the moment. You can't think ahead. Like that was the hardest part for me, is like, I'm a planner. I am like an over planner. So when it comes to like, we have to do this right now, and you just said this, now I have to come up with something to say, like, so I've gotten better at it over the last couple classes. I'm going to take their like level 3 class in July, which is supposed to be more of, there's no performance at the end, and it's supposed to be more of like improv for acting, which I also started getting into after I started doing the stand-up and the improv stuff last year. A friend of mine, I was also in a workout group in Kingston for like 2 years, like hitting it hard. Shout out Hudson Valley Ambition. HVA was awesome. I worked really hard for 2 years. I lost a bunch of weight. I gained a lot of muscle, felt great about myself. And then I started doing comedy, and I just didn't have the time to go like I used to. And, what better way, when you're feeling really good about yourself, what better way to stop that than start doing stand-up comedy?
Yeah. Chicken tenders and beer. Yeah.
So one of the people in there, she was a director for a local murder mystery dinner theater group, and she reached out to me. She's like, hey, we're looking to cast somebody for our Halloween run of shows, which was like 17 shows or something over the month of like October and early November. So I went in and auditioned. I got the role, and that was so much fun. Just like, it's like they encourage ad-libbing, like it's scripted, but you're in a room, you're in in the round, there's no fourth wall. Like you're interacting, just like with stand-up, you're interacting. The people at the table are talking to you, and you have to figure out how to interact with them in character.
Yeah, staying in character is tough.
Yeah.
But yeah, I mean, it's also like, it seems like it's almost like being heckled, but for people that are like playing along, I guess, Yeah. So it has to probably help you with heckling.
I think so. Yeah.
Yeah.
I luckily I don't get a lot of heckling so far. Well, we'll see, but definitely it does. You just gotta kind of come up with those, like, and again, it falls back on like that improv. Like, you don't know what they're gonna say, and as soon as they say it, you need to have a comeback. Yeah. And when I was younger, I was terrible at that. you know, like I was terrible at having a comeback. When people make fun of me, I'm like, oh yeah, well, your mom.
Yeah.
Yeah.
For me, it depends on like how I'm feeling that day, because sometimes I'm just like quick, and then other times I'm just like, driving home 2 hours later, I'm like, fuck, I should have said this. Or I'm just stewing on it for the next 6 months because I'm an angry piece of shit.
I think they were right when they said that.
I can't get an erection. They shouldn't know that.
They shouldn't know that.
Did my doctor betray me? Like, do I have to sue them? Yeah. It's like, what? How did they know? It's offensive. Does the acting for the dinner theater, like, does that, if you're comfortable sharing this, does it pay well or?
It pays.
Okay, it pays. That's a way of saying that.
When I first was told like how much, before I was told how much, I was told it, and they actually have open casting for a bunch of their shows coming up right now. So they've put it out there. It's like between 75 and 125 per like performance, but the rehearsals aren't paid. But when it first was told, they're like, they're paid performances and you get a meal. I'm like, well, if you're pushing the meal as part of the payment, it's definitely not going to be a lot, you know? But I wasn't doing it for the money.
Yeah.
I was doing it for the experience, for the fun of it. And I ended up getting cast in 2 more of their shows. Like it was a lot of fun. It was a good time.
I mean, $120 is
It's better than stand up.
way better than stand up. Holy shit. Like some of the clubs I've worked at, like, if you're doing 20 minutes, they'll pay you $100, maybe. And that's cumulative, Damn, that's crazy. That's pretty cool. I just think I think it's cool because I started comedy at 33, and I, at the time when I started, I'm like, all right, I'm kind of late to the game. I'm an older guy, And then like comedians like Alex Kolar, who didn't start until they were like 41, and I'm just like, that's awesome,
Yeah.
But like, it's just like one of those things where I also find it fascinating about like where it came from, because it's just like, you seem to have your shit together, and it's like, so like, why start? But it's like, it's cool that this has always been like a thing, maybe not specifically comedy, but like, it's just always been a thing. Like you really like to perform.
I do.
Yeah. And then you're nervous to come on a podcast.
I was. I'm not nervous anymore.
I've noticed. Like, yeah.
No, but I was driving over here like, what are we going to talk about? Like, it'll be fine. It'll be fine.
Yeah, it's easy.
And then I came in. You could see the nerves on my face.
Yeah.
I am much more comfortable standing in front of a crowd of 100 people who might heckle me than sitting in a tiny room with a dude that I've seen a million times and have a conversation.
Yeah.
But I don't know. It's going pretty well, right, guys?
Yeah. I'm such an imposing force. Terrifying person to be locked in the cage with. Yeah, this very small cage.
Which we love. When we're very happy it's here.
Dude, I love this place. Yeah. They've been awesome to me, especially lately. What are some like goals? Are you just trying to get stage time? Or are you just trying to because like I think it's interesting. You're not doing this like a hobbyist, like a lot of hobbyists will do this and they just hit their mics and they have a couple beers. Maybe they want a show here and there, but you have like, you really hit the ground running with stand up. You were still doing the dinner theater, at least when you started stand up. And then you've added on open mics, and then you Chuck Chillout Entertainment.
Yeah.
And then you've also started producing shows like, and you're kind of, you're bringing comedy to Saugerties for sure, and some other communities, right? Are you doing stuff in Woodstock?
Doing something in Woodstock.
Okay.
Yep. It's at a private pool and tennis club that we used to be members of. My wife was on the board when my kid was younger, and he swam there and everything, Xena Rec Park. And one of the guys on the board saw all my social media and was like, hey, I see you're doing the comedy stuff. Like, want to come?
The diving board.
Yeah.
Sorry.
No, that's all right.
Sorry to the listeners. They're like, Jesus Christ.
Well, I actually am calling the show the Off the Deep End Comedy Show.
Oh, awesome.
Because it's just off the deep end of the pool in their big pavilion. But yeah, he basically reached out and was like, hey, we had a comedy show here a couple years ago. Like, it was okay. It was fun. Would you want to put something together? So I was like, yeah, absolutely. So we got one deal for the members, and then it's actually, they were like, they also kind of want to use it as a marketing for the pool because they're always looking for, well, not always, there's been a waiting list in the past. But they're looking, they have openings, so they're looking to try and get people into the park, check out the pool, see what we got. So they were like, they gave me a block of tickets that I can sell, and then they're going to deal with their members. And I think it's going to be great. Like, it's going to be a good show. Yeah. But I mean,
when's that?
That is Friday, July 24th.
Okay, so 24.
Yeah, yep. It's a Friday night because they have like swim teams, like swim meets every Saturday. So like all the families and everything are up at the butt crack of dawn, and like by Saturday night they're exhausted. They're so. But I've got a great headliner coming up from Jersey, a guy named Glenn Tickle.
Okay.
Alex Collar is on that show.
Cool.
Holly Vigiano. I think it's gonna be awesome. Tickets are on sale now, by the way.
Tickets are on sale now at chuckchilloutcomedy.com.
Yeah. But yeah, so I just, once I started doing the stand up, I was like, I fucking love this. Like this might be what my life has been working towards. Not that I think it's going to be like I'm going to, be some big famous comedian someday, because I don't think I can support that with the content that I have. Maybe one day, but like you said, starting later in life, I started stand up at 45. Like, so everything that people say or hear you talk about, like, it's 10 years until you potentially are going to be good. Yeah. And I get that. But. I don't have that kind of time, man.
Yeah, I feel the same way, dude. I feel the same way.
Yeah, like I'm gonna be like really old at that point,
Yeah.
So not that I'm trying to rush it or skip the steps. I'm just trying to get as much stage time as I can, get on as many shows as I can, get as many reps in, try and work on writing, and like just immersed in like I've never been so addicted to my phone in my life. It's just my Instagram, my Facebook is just all comedy stuff. You know? And I'm watching reels, I'm watching the, bookers talk about, this is what we look for, and all that. But so I decided, one thing, I didn't want to have to drive to Albany every week for an open mic, and Saugerties is a comedy desert. There was no comedy for probably almost 10 years there.
Yeah.
There used to be, I think Andy McDermott used to produce a bunch of shows in town, and I think well before COVID that kind of stopped. So I also started a company, Chillout Entertainment. I was like, well, let me try and make a little money too. I bought a PA, and I'm buying things. So I bought a karaoke setup, and I was going to do like pub trivia, karaoke, and comedy shows. And so that's technically what's on the business card for Chillout Entertainment. But I went around town, and I didn't get any bookings for it. The problem is in that area, and you're right across the bridge, that genre of entertainment is saturated around here. There's a lot of people doing karaoke, a lot of people doing pub trivia. But I was like, well, my niche is the comedy shows, I guess. So I was able to get a hold of the now old owner of Mirabella's and Saugerties, and they have that. Have you been to the room yet? I don't think you've been in there. Yeah,
no. I work trivia on Tuesday.
Yeah. So I got a hold of him, and they used to use it as a dining room pre-COVID, and then they changed it into more of like a lounge where they do like whiskey tasting dinners and things like that. So
That's cool.
They book private events in it. It's got a bunch of like big leather couches and chairs and all that. So when I saw that room, big brick walls, I was like, this is the spot. I want to start an open mic, and this is the spot I want to do it. So I was able to finally get a hold of the old owner, and he was all about it. He's like, yeah, let's give it a shot, And I'm like, first, I don't know how it's going to go. We have to build a comedy scene first. And then, if we start building that with the open mics and people start realizing that there's live comedy in the area, maybe we can start some shows. So the open mics went really well right from the jump. So like a couple weeks into those, I went to him like, hey man, can I get a date? Let's book a show. And he's like, yeah, let's do it. So we booked the show. I sold that out like 2 weeks before the show even started. That's a great feeling. Which was phenomenal. And then that show, it went awesome. It was a good show. And then after that show, the owner was like, "Hey, by the way, I sold the place." It's like, "Oh God, no, please! I'm building something nice here. This this venue, the bar is awesome." So the new owner, he's like, "We don't, with all the state licensing and all that, we don't know when the state's going to switch the liquor license, blah blah blah." So about a month later, the new owner took over. Had a meeting with him like a week later, and he's supportive. Like, he's like, keep doing what you're doing. Do the open mics. We got another show date, which you're on, August 1st.
Yes.
So those tickets are on sale right now too.
Hell yeah.
Chuck Chillout Comedy.
Chuck Chillout Comedy. Come see me perform stand-up comedy live. I will be not talking about my small penis.
Are you sure?
Yeah. That's how
Don't make any promises.
That's how I introed the show I was on last night.
Really?
Yeah, the host before me was like talking about how how she like looks for men with like big dicks, and you can like kind of get the sense from like rubbing up on them or whatever. And then I walked up on stage after she was done, and this was like a 10 o'clock show.
Yeah.
I like walked up on stage and I was like, I feel like you guys can just assume that that's that's not me. And, I was like, I don't think I give off that the big dick energy. Yeah.
Yeah, I definitely don't either.
Yeah,
I give off big dick energy. It's just not like the anatomy dick.
No,
just
God,
I'm a fucking dick.
Yeah.
You look at me and you're like, yeah, that guy's a fucking dick.
Yeah, which is like, consequently big asshole energy, which happens when you were raised by big dick energy. So it's just like big dicks make big assholes, I guess. Yeah.
My mom was total big dick.
Yeah. My dad. So you're still running the shows over there. Sorry, we went on a tangent talking about the show that we're.
I mean, this is stand-up comedy. How are we not going to go on a tangent talking about dicks?
No, of course. I mean, yeah. It's the PP talk. Yeah,
it's what the art form is built on. I mean.
Yeah. Wiener Station over here. That's what the W stands for in WPDA. Wieners, penises, holes. Forgot D's, but we know what that stands for. So dumb, dude.
Yeah.
Sorry about it.
No, that's my specialty. Dumb.
So it's going well over there.
Yeah, no, it's good. It's good. I'm looking to I'm trying not to like saturate the market, we'll say. I'm trying not to do shows too often. Yep. I'm trying to go for quality, not quantity in the area, So really at Mirabella's, I'm trying to do like an every 5 to maybe 6 week rotation on shows. And like right now, we've already got 25% sold for the next show on August 1st.
Dang, that is that's really good. You should be proud of that.
And I'll tell you why though.
Okay.
People like a deal. So when they were leaving the show last weekend, I said, "Oh, by the way, we have a show." I had the flyer already, and I have a big screen TV that I do a slideshow like you do at the Krog.
Yeah.
So the last slide, I did the flyers for the next 2 shows that I have, and I put up a discount code.
Very smart.
For the next 5 days, if you use the discount code, and this will air after that expires, chill out, then you get $3 off your ticket to the next show.
Okay, very cool.
So yeah, that helped, get people going out the door. The last show was like phenomenal. It was like just rolling. David Britton headlined it, and it was awesome. So people were excited to come to the next one.
Yeah.
But yeah, so it's going good.
Yeah,
I like it.
That's awesome, dude. Yeah, I mean, the ticket sales are some things like I usually either do really well with or really bad with, and it's tough. It's really tough.
Yeah, and I'm concerned for. Like I was looking at doing another show at a different venue in Saugerties because there's I know comedy kind of declines, comedy show attendance declines in the summer a lot of times. It's lighter out later. People are, it's beautiful. They're going on vacation, whatever. But Saugerties is a huge tourist town.
Yeah.
So I was like, I found another like private event venue that I reached out to, and I was kind of in talks with them, and it didn't pan out for now, but they're very interested in working with me on something in the future. I just like I ended up getting that Xena show, and I kind of like let that go to the wayside for now. But you know, we have the Hits Horse Show, which brings in like thousands of people. And the problem with that is most of the tourism that would come to a comedy show, they're not going to buy tickets till like the day before, the day of.
Yeah,
you know,
for
so
sure.
like I don't know if I can handle like putting together a show like that venue. We could seat like 100 people, 120 people if we wanted. Mm-hmm. I'm like, that's a big swing. And, you know, like I kind of wanted to scale it up from the Mirabellas thing and keep doing the Mirabellas, but scale it up a little bit. And just because I have people like, I sold out the shows and I have like a waiting list of people that are like, if anybody cancels, I'll take the ticket. You know?
Yeah.
So I was like, if I could seat more in there, we could definitely sell it. So I was looking at this other venue, but then I was like, you know, I just don't think I'm ready for that. I'm not ready to take that swing because I think I'd have to get like a more expensive headliner to come in, to maybe a bigger name to like draw in, you know, people from out of town, potentially.
Maybe, yeah.
It was a lot of overthinking on my part. And it's definitely doable, and it's something I'd like to try and do in the future. But with Mirabellas, they have... like they're already a bar and a restaurant and they have events. Like, not that a lot of the people that come to the comedy show are like regulars at Mirabella's, but it's a known place that things happen. Where if I'm doing, so it kind of has its own built-in like marketing and clientele, you know, where if I do something at a private event venue that's literally like in the middle of nowhere, like up a hill from the main road, that they do weddings or, you know, art shows and things that's all on me. All that marketing, getting every butt in every seat is my job. And it's tough. You know?
It's daunting, dude.
Yeah. But I was like, well, you know, if we could get the Hits people, like they're affluent, they're horse, you know, enthusiasts. Like maybe they'd be good with, you know, a higher price ticket, dinner and a show kind of thing, you know? So I don't know. We'll see if we do it in the future, maybe next summer.
Yeah.
But I just don't want to lose money on this venture. You know, I'm not in this to make money. Like I started the open mic because I wanted more stage time. I started the shows because I love hosting. I love event planning. Like I've always been, like when I worked at the radio station, I was on the road crew and we'd go out and do all the mobile broadcasts and set up all that stuff. And like my wife and I planned our entire wedding, from like hiring the bartenders and buying the alcohol. And we did it super cheap because I am also very cheap. But I just love that. In the past, I was like, I think we'd be good wedding planners. Like that might be a cool job. But, you know, like having a stable, secure job, I was like, I can't leave this to do that. So luckily I'm in a position. A lot of my career, I worked like nights and weekends and overnights and 3 to 11s and short swings. And so it just didn't allow me to do that kind of stuff. But now I work like a Monday through Friday, 9 to 5 kind of thing, where I'm able to do things on the nights and weekends. So now's the time, man.
Heck yeah, dude. Have you thought about, back to the Mirabellas thing, have you got like a waiting list? Have you thought about doing like a 7 o'clock and a 9 o'clock?
I've thought about it. We've only had 2 shows there so far.
Okay.
So I've got a third booked. So I'm going to let it go for a little while. And, you know, like it's also kind of a marketing thing. Like, I couldn't get into that one. I want to get into the next one, you know? 'Cause I think we could do it. I hadn't really thought of that idea. So thank you. Thank you very much, David.
No problem,
This is why I reach out to you so often. Like, hey, buddy, I got a question for you. Because, you know, you've been doing it longer than me. You've been producing. You've been hosting. You've been doing just comedy longer. Like, you've been an asset to me, and I appreciate that.
Dude, that's so kind.
You know, like, I'll reach out and be like, hey, Stickle, got a question for you. You know, and you're always like, I saw you at a mic, and I'm like, dude, I want to try this. What do you think? And like, I don't want to call it expertise because I don't know how you're doing financially, but you know,
not great.
But yeah, no, like your input has been a big help to Chill Out Comedy.
Thanks,
so
man.
I appreciate that.
Yeah, well, I mean, that's awesome. I'm like, you know, I'm you know, not super in love with producing shows, but I do want to see comedy grow. And, you know, I think this is an interesting thing. We have a lot of comedians in the area, right? And especially in the Hudson Valley. But, like, a lot of them want spots, you know, and I've given the same advice to a lot of people. It's just like, yeah, produce a show,
Yeah.
you know, you know, especially because like, you know, none of them live in my town, you know, so it's like if they put up one here, you know, it'd be weird, but like, you know, but they all come from different towns and every town could use some comedy, you know,
absolutely.
and, you know, you're one of the people that actually did, you know, that's awesome.
Yeah. And
You
it's
know?
going well. Thanks.
Yeah, dude, success story, please.
Yeah.
You know, it's just, you know, I think there's a lot of comedy shows in Beacon. I think that, you know, Newburgh probably could have one or two more, but, you know, like, you know, seeing a place like Saugerties get some comedy going, I mean, it just makes me feel like the way I felt with Rhinebeck. I mean, Rhinebeck didn't have comedy until like, well, the last time they had a comedy show, I don't know who did it, but it was like 2 years before the pandemic.
Okay.
And, you know, and I don't know how it went or any details, but that's all I know is like somebody, when I started the comedy in Rhinebeck, people were like, oh yeah, I think the last time we had one was, you know, around this year. And I'm like, oh, okay, that's cool. But now it's a monthly show, sometimes every other week. And, you know, I don't charge for it, but, you know, it's, you know, the bar makes some money off it, and you know that's cool.
And I've been to a couple of them, and they're so fun. I was on one, where I dropped one of the punchlines of my jokes, and I was like, that was the best part. But no, like I enjoyed performing. It's a great space. Like everybody was packed in there. I think my first joke was, "All you people standing in the back." Now you see why they call it stand-up comedy. You know, there are just so many people want to see that show that they're happy to stand for the entire show.
It's a cool vibe in there. I appreciate that room a lot. It's been cool to like kind of build it out and like curate it the way that it is. And if it was a bigger space, I think it wouldn't be as fun. You know?
No, definitely. That's kind of why I like the room that we're in, because it's intimate. You know what I mean? Like I think we fit, I want to say 40 ticketed people, and then I stuffed the comedians in the back corner because I on the first show I asked them, like, would you guys be okay green rooming like somewhere else, but you won't be able to see or hear the show, or would you rather be in the room? And all of them basically said they'd rather be in, and I agree. Like you want to see how the show's going, you want to see what other people are saying, you know. So I could maybe sell a few more tickets in that back corner where I stuff all the comedians, but it's not worth it. To not have them. It totally improves the show. And honestly, I think that, and I know myself going to small comedy shows before I started doing this, like it's kind of cool to see the comedians over there. You know, like, oh look, I think that's the comedian on the poster. You know, like, and you're just like, you know, it's like you're famous. You know, and you're just sitting over there. You know, hopefully not pounding too many beers before you get up there.
Yeah,
but.
well, you know, some guys.
Some guys need it.
Some guys put them down. That it's really cool to do that. I think it's just like overall a really cool thing to do that you're putting together. And the small room, I think we were on Salty's Shaker Smoothie show, right?
Yes.
Tiny room, but the laughs were so loud, you know. And
I actually reached out to Alana because I saw she had her camera, and after the show I'm like, hey, did you happen to record my set? I didn't ask her ahead of time because she did it for me when I was on the Funny Bone open mic back in November. And I didn't think to ask her or whatever. And, you know, one of my coworkers came to the show, and I went outside because they were still in the car. And I'm like, hey, just so you know, because my boss came to another show I did at Chillitos, like in December or something. And like the food, the buffet ran out. And like it was the comedians didn't do great with the audience that was there. You know, like I think multiple people told me that me and James DeSalvo did the best, but I think it was just our demographic. Okay. You know? But so my boss came to that show and didn't have the best of times. Okay. And then when my other coworker came to the smoothie show, I'm like, well, our boss came to possibly one of my worst shows, and now you've come to literally my smallest show. Like there is because it was raining that day, so normally he moves like a lot of stuff out and can fit more chairs and all that. But still, like the energy in that room was great.
Very positive.
So I reached out to Alana and I'm like, hey, I'd like to maybe if you videoed that try and use that for like submissions or something, because she has the nice camera up there and everything, but she didn't hit record until she got up there, and then she recorded everyone after her. So I missed it. I'm like, darn it.
I got that email afterwards. She's like, yeah, I got you. I was like, oh, hell yeah, dude.
Nice.
Yeah, that was nice, because I just did audio.
I do audio on pretty much everything that I do. And then I try and do video, but the problem is I started using this app on my phone for like, it's called Stand Up Studio. And I really like it. You can put all your jokes in it. You can build set lists. You can put all your shows in it. But then I can't use my phone to record. And I got this fancy new iPhone a couple months ago that records a really nice video. But
what'd you do with your old phone?
It doesn't record nice video.
Oh, so what if you just use that one to record?
Well, it doesn't have service anymore, so I can't really put the app on it, because the app runs off the internet. So because I got to one place and there was no service, and I'm like, oh, luckily I had my notebook too. You know, went back to old school, but it's nice because I can set that down on the stool in front of me. It has a set list there, and it has a timer on it. But it also audio records. It can audio record, and now they've done an update where you can go back through and time all your jokes. And then the more you do that, it'll average it. So if you say, oh, this joke's a minute and a half, and then like you record it 5 times and they're like, no, that joke's 2.5 minutes. You know, you're like, okay, I should probably, either change the number on that or fix that joke, you know.
What's it called? Stand Up Studio?
Stand Up Studio. Yeah. I've actually talked to the developer via email. Okay. He's out of Canada. And I found a glitch, so I sent him like an email on the contact us. He got right back to me and was like, oh, I just saw that yesterday too. That's coming out in the next update tomorrow night. And so the only thing is, why does he do this? It doesn't cost anything. It's a free app. Is he stealing all our jokes?
Maybe. Yeah.
Which, whatever. He's in Canada.
Is he selling ads on there?
No. There's no ads. There's nothing. It's just like a free app. Check it out.
Likeable is brought to you by Stand Up Studio, the app. Find it in your local app store. It's like a Walmart, but on your phone. Please enjoy this app. Rated 10 out of 10 by Chuck Chillout. Fast customer service response time.
8.5 out of 10.
8.5 out of 10 by Chuck Chillout. Let's bump that up to 10 out of 10 with a sponsorship from Stand Up Studio. Fun.
But so I need to video record more of my stuff. Like the first show we did at Marabella's, I recorded the whole show on my phone, but then I didn't have my phone, you know? So like the second show, I didn't record it, and I really wish that I did. Like the whole, because what I did for all the comedians, I basically, because this records really nice video, I then took it home, edited it down, gave everybody clips that they could share for submissions to clubs or whatever. And I wish I had done this last one, because this crowd was there and they were ready to laugh. Like it wasn't like, there wasn't quiet the whole night, you know? And I'm like, I really wish that I had gotten that one on video, you know? Because that would have been good for everybody to be able to use for submissions or whatever, just to look it back on it and say,
any of them tape themselves or no?
I don't think so. Damn. Missed opportunity. David asked me beforehand, he's like, hey, you're going to record. I have a camera, but my tripod's broken right now. So I don't think he ended up recording at all. So,
dude, rough. Rough.
Have you seen David Britton?
Yeah, he does material about polyamory, I think.
Sometimes,
Dungeons and Dragons.
A little bit,
Yep.
Yeah, he was in the murder mystery stuff with me. That's where I first met him.
Cool.
Keith Prince is in it as well. Like that's like where I met these stand-up comedians, and then like now I'm seeing them and booking them in the stand-up world, you know. But David is like just so quick, like, because he's got that big improv background and all that. And he's been doing comedy for years.
Yeah, he's like, I've talked with him a little bit, but he just seems like a really nice person.
He is, yeah, as a person,
absolutely. Yeah.
And the more nice people that you can find in this industry, you know, the better it is. You know, like we touched on it briefly earlier. Like I look at comedy in this area as much as I can as a community. Like I want to help other people like get stage time. Like you help me with like advice on, you know, producing shows or you know, like you gave me a tag on one of my that Old Navy joke, and I did it at the Smoothie.
Okay.
Stolen Denim. It was your tag. It's not stolen valor. It's stolen denim.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, so
you used it.
I've now put that in the joke.
Oh,
yes.
cool,
Yeah,
dude. That's awesome.
Yeah. I made sure to say, hey, can I use that? And you said yes.
Okay.
And now it is official. This is a
Definitely.
contract.
I forgot I gave you that note.
Yeah, no. And, but just, I really, I like the idea of us all being able to talk to and communicate with each other. And like, Jolly Joe's doing that, Kingston Comedy Collective, I think he calls it.
Right.
I didn't get to go to the first one that they were doing back in April because I was in Colorado at the time. But they basically all just met up at like a Chinese buffet, and it was on 420. So I don't know how much
productive it was,
how productive, or how much if they got thrown out of there like salty for eating too much Chinese buffet. But I heard it was fun, so I want to try and make one. Actually, Joe just reached out to me and he's planning to try and put one together before my open mic next week on the 30th.
Cool.
Like at the venue, and then everybody can kind of meet. Just like, what do you need? What's going on for you? Like
on Tuesday.
Yeah.
Gotcha.
Yeah,
Okay.
when you're doing trivia.
Yeah, that sucks. I really, the last one I wanted to go to, but it was 420 and I had a show in Boston that got canceled last minute. So that kind of sucks.
Yeah.
But, I didn't drive out to Boston, but still, I'd already, So anyways, I don't smoke or anything.
No.
But, I was like, all right, I don't know how productive this meeting's going to be.
Yeah, no, absolutely. And again, I don't know how productive it really was, but if anything, it got multiple people in the comedy community together in one place to talk comedy. And whether they talked about anything that was relevant or helpful, or they just ate dumplings, I don't know. But I think that's a good idea, like moving forward. Like the Albany comedy kind of has that. Like they have their group chat up there, and they use it. I think to like deconflict, because that's something that starting to produce shows. Like one, I don't want to saturate a market. Two, I don't want to step on toes.
Yeah.
Like if you do a show in Saugerties, like I don't want to. One, I don't know that I want to do it in the same town, but I definitely don't want to do it on the same weekend.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So it's nice. I think they do that in the Albany scene. Like, hey, we're looking to produce a show at this venue on this date. Anybody else got anything going on that night? And I think they kind of deconflict, because at that point you're just stealing seats from each other,
We have stuff like that here, but it's not like we're not super organized. I think everybody's still kind of independent when it comes to stuff like that. Because I mean, even like Dave Bailey, shout out Dave Bailey, has his newsletter each week, and like he's trying to get dates from everybody as far as what the shows they're putting on and all that kind of stuff. And that's like a email or a text or whatever that goes out, like a week ahead of time and all that kind of stuff. So I mean, he's doing good effort in that kind of department, so I mean, there's at least one resource of that kind of stuff. And even like I tried to do a list of the open mics, and like that, it's a pain in the ass to update, to take down and put up and whatnot. But I tried to do that with the pod. It doesn't matter. But yeah, we're on the cusp of something like that.
The other thing, the difference between here and the Albany scene, I think, is the Albany scene geographically, they're so much closer to each other.
Yes.
Here, I just met Jacob for the first time like last month at the open mic that Keith did at Tapped.
Yeah.
And like, it's funny because like we know each other from social media, but we've never met in person, you know? Yeah. And I hear he's hilarious. Like he was great that night. I know he has podcasts and all that, but like he's all the way down, like, I believe on like the New Jersey border. Yeah, that's like an hour and 45 minutes from me. Yeah. So geographically, it's, I think, harder for us to have that like togetherness because everybody's just so geographically spread out, which is also good for people who are, producing shows or trying to get, people on shows, because it's hard. Like if you put somebody on a Krog show and I have a show like the next week in Saugerties, like we're still 20, 25 minutes from each other.
There's no customer crossover there.
There's not. Yeah, that bridge, man. Like people just don't want to go over that bridge.
When I managed IXL, the gym in Rhinebeck, the customers between Rhinebeck IXL and Saugerties IXL, like never, like there was such a.
I'm a member.
Yeah. Oh, okay. Cool. So you get it, but like like I went, I would go over to Saugerties as a manager and like either just help out or just do payroll or whatever. And I would be over there, and the customers would be like, "Oh, you're from Rhinebeck? Like it's such a fancy community. Like, all they do is they care about that gym more than this one." And it's like, have you ever gone to Rhinebeck? It's the same thing.
It's the same thing.
Yeah. It's just so funny, but it's just like, just go over and check it out.
Yeah, I don't know what it is about. I just saw like Rugies had a commercial or like a print ad on social media. It was like a picture of the Kingston Rhinecliff Bridge. It said, "It's just a bridge. Get over it."
Yeah.
And I was like, that's good. I like that.
Yeah.
But, for me, coming across the bridge to get to IXL, but literally I live a half mile from the Saugerties location, and I still can't get to that one. So it's not the bridge in that case.
Yeah, I live a half mile from the Rhinebeck one.
Oh, nice.
Yeah. So it's cool. We're centrally located. Yeah.
You actually go, though,
I do.
to a gym.
Yeah. That's so there's different levels of cheap. So you're cheap, but you're okay with wasting the money on the gym membership. I'm cheap, and I'm just like, I'm not fucking missing. I'm paying for this.
That's how it was when I did Hudson Valley Ambition. I did it like 2 years straight, like at least 3 days a week, and it was great because like the guy that runs it, shout out Ryan Nacarado, he'll text you, be like, "Hey, bro, missed you today." Like, so like that was one of the things that kept me going, because I've been struggling with fitness my entire life, like I'm a fat fuck, but I got to a really good place for that was the longest I'd ever stuck with fitness, but also it wasn't cheap.
Yeah.
So I was like, I'm going. Like,
Yeah,
I'm not going to waste this money,
Yeah.
So that was,
It's like
of it.
it's almost like college tuition when you break down how much it costs per class, and if you're the student and you're paying for it, you're like, all right, I'm not going to skip class, because I definitely had friends or roommates in college that had no problem skipping class.
No, for
but
sure.
I'm sitting there and I'm just like, well, I'm wasting $95 if I miss this.
I went to
class.
community college. That's how it was for me. Like, I'm paying for this out of my pocket. It wasn't $95 a class because it was, SUNY Dutchess and SUNY Ulster. So it was a little cheaper, but like, I was like, I took a Spanish class there just as like an adult. Wasn't necessarily towards like a matriculation to a degree, because I have a 2-year degree. I dropped out of high school, got my GED, and then got a 2-year degree. It just took me like 14 years to get a 2-year degree. A little bit here and there over the years. But I went and took this like conversational Spanish class, and people would skip the class, and I'm like, you just paid like $700 for this class. Like, why are you not here? That's weird to me.
Yeah.
But hey, to each their own, I guess.
I guess. Yeah. You have a game.
Yes. Yeah. I was gonna spring this on David in like the middle of the podcast, but then I was like, maybe I should mention it before we start, just in case he was gonna get mad at me and throw me out and not want to do it.
Because he was so nervous. When he started the podcast.
I was like, dude, don't throw me out. So I came up with this game. I brought my backpack here. I just can't find anything in it, so I'm gonna throw it up on the counter.
Yeah. Take your time.
So I had this idea that it might be fun to play a game, and it's on stage as comedians, a hard thing for a lot of people is ad-libbing and coming up with interactions with the crowd, or something happens in the room. Just being able to make a joke about it, right?
Okay.
So I came up with, I had a couple different ideas. So I came up with this game. I'm calling it Mad Ad Libs. So what I did was I used a random word generator to generate 25 character types and 25 location types.
Okay.
And I have no idea how this game is going to go, but we'll do a couple rounds and see how it goes.
Okay.
So I didn't look at any of the words. I actually had my wife print it out, cut up all the pieces. And so in one of these bags is the locations, and in one of these bags is the character. So this is the rules of the game. We're going to use the classic joke structure of, a horse walks into a bar, and the so-and-so says, and then this happens, right? So in this case, it would be like a character type walks into a bar, or a character type walks into a location and says or does blah, blah, blah. And each person's going to pick one of each of those and have to come up with like a quick little joke about it.
Okay, so we're making up jokes.
We're making up jokes. I know that's your favorite.
Oh.
On the spot. All right. Again, I have not seen any of these.
Okay.
And this could go horribly wrong, and then we'll just stop doing it.
Could be rough. Could be rough. Could be very fun. Could be very silly.
All right, so I'll go first.
Shout out Mrs. Chillout for doing this, by the way. Cutting all that kind of stuff up. These are nicely folded pieces of paper. I can see into the bag.
Yeah.
Yeah, shout
Throw
out.
that one back in there. So that is my location.
Okay.
I'll open it up. And then my character type.
Okay.
All right, my character type, children's. Well, that's a location.
Uh-oh.
That should, come on, Mrs. Chillout.
Yeah, we gave her
Let's throw that one
way
away
too
there.
much credit.
All right, here we go. Oh boy, we'll see how this goes. All right, so my character type's a cowboy,
Okay.
and my location is a tattoo parlor.
Okay, so are we reading the whole joke in one?
We are going to do. So I'll go. So
Okay.
basically, and I guess we probably don't have to announce what each of those things are. So here, I gave you a copy so you can kind of see what it is. So yeah. All right. Let's see. Oh, this is going to go terribly because I have already blanked on what I should say. So a cowboy walks into a tattoo parlor, and the tattoo artist says, where's your horse? Oh, that's fucking stupid. All right. Again, like I don't know how this was going to go.
Yeah.
So we'll get. I do one and you do one, and if it's terrible, we'll just move on. All right.
Yeah.
So pick your character type
Okay.
out of the bag.
Okay. All right, I've got one. Okay.
All right, and now pick your location.
Okay, I got one. I'm trying not to look into the bag. I'm also trying not to look at the thing. Is this one? Okay, I got one.
All right.
We both have the same joke. The walks into a bar.
Yeah, or walks into a whatever the location is.
Okay.
You know, it's classic joke structure.
Okay.
A horse walks into a bar. Bartender
Okay,
says,
so-
"Hey, why the long face?"
Character type is police officer. Location is high school reunion.
Okay.
A police officer walks into a high school reunion and says to his classmate, "Sorry about your kid."
Dude,
yeah.
it's tough being a police officer. You have to do those death notifications. Sometimes you can't choose where it's going to be. You know,
Yeah.
like.
He won't be graduating this year. Okay.
All right. You want to do one more round?
Yeah, let's keep doing it, man. This is, I mean, it was easy for me. 'Cause it wasn't even a good joke. I was just, you just laughed.
Yeah, no, that's half a comedy, man.
That's half a comedy.
It doesn't have to be a good joke as long as somebody laughs. See, I don't know what. Oh, there it is. Oh, damn it. All right.
Okay, that's your location.
That's my location
Not your character type. Okay.
and my character type. Very nicely folded. All right. So an entertainer walks into the DMV and he has to get his picture taken. So he goes up and he says, "Am I ready for my close-up? Makeup, please. Makeup." And then all of the DMV people look at him and go, "Shut the fuck up and sit back down and wait for your number." All right. So we can expound on it a little bit, I guess.
Yeah. Hell yeah. Expand it up. All right.
All right, let's do one more round.
All right, cool. So that's one, and then the other. Okay, cool. All right, this is character type grandpa. Okay. And, I got grandpa walks into a bar.
Oh, perfect.
There we go. Okay,
Perfect.
okay. A grandpa walks into a bar and takes a shit, and then he says... "Call Martha, I thought this is the wrong house." That's all I got.
All right.
Cool. This is fun. That's actually a good writing exercise.
Yeah.
I would advocate that the Comedians Collective group up should do exercises like this.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So at the open mic this week, another idea that I had for this, and we could do it real quick. It's an improv game. We actually did it at the open mic at the very end. That's how I close the open
Okay.
mic out. I call it Run On Sentence, and it's a very classic improv game.
Yeah.
Where basically one person says 4 or 5 words of a sentence, and then the next person has to pick it up right there, and then
Okay.
it kind of just goes. It works better with a larger group than 2 people.
We're just two large
you know.
people.
fat guy in a little room. And then you walk in. You know where the gym is?
All right.
It's a Tommy Boy reference.
I'm not a big gym guy, you know.
Who is your favorite baseball team? The Yankees. All right. So we can skip that game. So how we doing? How we doing on time? We got more time?
We're I forgot to hit record. Kidding. We just hit an hour.
Thank God you forgot to hit record. Yeah.
All right. So you don't want to do the improv game?
No, let's do it. If you want to do it.
Okay, let's try it. Let's close on this. Let's close on this improv game.
All right. You want to go first since you're a storyteller. All right. That's one of your things that you come from.
All right. So I just start making up a thing.
Yeah. Get 4, 5, 6 words into it and then stop.
Okay. In Kentucky, an old woman drinking at the counter hears the door ring, and in comes a stranger.
And she looks over, and that stranger is a large clown who
says, "Are you Bethel? I might be your long lost son, Whiskers the
impressionist who only does impressions of clowns." And Esther looks at him and she says, "No, you're not my kid, but I'm pretty sure I saw you on a..."
Fuck.
It's not as easy as it seems, right?
Pretty sure I saw you on a billboard a couple years back advertising your clown business. But what was with all the
large women in the background of the billboard who were only wearing
bikinis with swastikas on them? And for some reason, they were all lactating?
So then Whiskers the clown says, "Listen, lady, I didn't come in here for you to judge me. I came in for some milk."
Which the women on the billboard are no longer producing.
And then poor Ethel keels over and dies. The end.
Wow. Okay.
All right. It's hard, right?
Cinema. I feel like we were all there.
Yeah. No, I was half in. But
that's all the way in for me.
And back to the dick jokes.
Yeah.
But again, like I started improv, and that's one of the first type of things. And when you're in a larger group, you can do it one word at a time. Mm-hmm. So, I say blue, and then the next person says J, and then you go around in a circle, and sometimes it's hilarious. Sometimes it's like, what the fuck are we doing right now?
Yeah.
But it's not easy. It's not easy. But I think, honestly, it doing these types of activities and exercises helps you to just think in the moment.
Yeah.
And I found in doing stand-up, like a lot of people are just so, and I'm the same way, just so into my act and what am I going to say next, that when some guy throws a bottle and it hits the wall, you don't know what to do. But like good comedians know exactly what to do, and they can stop what they're doing, address this craziness in the room, and then go back to what they're doing.
Yeah.
So that's something that I've been trying to work on in my comedy for sure.
Yeah, I think that's just to elaborate on that a little bit more before we get out of here. I think that's the difference between being funny and trying to be funny, because like when you're a new comedian and you're on stage, you might be a funny person, but you're on stage just trying to be funny. And then, like once you're an established comedian, you just know you're funny. Mm-hmm. So when something happens that's random, like a bottle hitting the wall, you just know how to be funny. Yeah. And you're no longer just trying to be funny. Because when you're trying, you kind of lock up a little bit.
Yeah, for sure. For sure. And that's, it's all experience. It's all getting out there and doing reps, doing shows, and having that crazy shit happen during it.
Yes.
That again, I don't have 10 years to get good, so I got to try and do it in a shorter amount of time. But if I don't, whatever. Like, I'm having fun doing this.
Yeah.
And I would love, like, you would ask the question kind of in the beginning, like, what's my goal? My goal is to just get better and have fun doing it. But ultimately, what I would love would be able to, like, quit my job, live in a van, and tour around, like, just doing weekends around regionally, whatever. Like, it'll probably never get there, and I'm fine with that. But like, that would be, I've always wanted to in my life, like, just be like a nomadic person and live in a van and like just drive around and experience the country. But if I could also like make people laugh while I'm doing that and maybe make a little money off it while I'm doing it to support that nomadic lifestyle, that would be awesome. Again, probably never going to happen, but if I don't try, you never know, right?
Yeah, you know what the results are if you don't try it. But also, you're putting it out there, man. And I'll commend you on this and we'll end. But, like, I will say you are trying different things. You're doing as much as you can. And you're already, like, making a profit on it, you know? Or at least in some circumstances. But, like, you're at least not doing that thing where people talk about something and then they don't follow through. Like, you're at least like you're asking questions. Like, you're asking people around you that have more experience. So that's just that's the right way to do it, in my opinion, you know?
Yeah.
And I think if anybody's going to do anything, it should be the right way. So, I mean, you know, if anybody's going to do that dream that you want to, you know, do, you're at least doing the right things to make it happen, you know? You're doing yourself a good service.
And I think that's one of the things about starting this venture later in life, after having so many life experiences, that like a lot of people are getting into comedy in their, you know, teens and 20s, and they have potentially delusions of grandeur that like one day I'm going to be a huge famous comedian, but they don't want to put the work in. They don't know what goes into it.
Yeah.
I've done a lot of different things in my life, and I know how hard things can be and how I've had a lot of things in my life not work out, you know? And I'm okay with that. But so I think starting later in life, one, it gave me more experiences to draw from, where I try not to, you know, I feel like, you know, we joked about comedy is all about dick jokes or whatever. I try and stay, not that I try and stay clean, because I definitely don't, but I try not to use like gross sex stuff as a crutch, which I think a lot of people do. And when I first started, I made a couple of those kind of jokes. I quickly realized, mostly from myself, nobody wants to hear the old white guy talk about gross sex stuff, you know, like, and I don't want to hear that, you know, like maybe the
James
right
DeSalvo.
Oh, I tell you, weed was better when I was your age.
Sorry.
I did, I know we're wrapping up, but I did one of the VIP comedy things and like a show there at La Florentina, and it was the James DeSalvo Get Off My Lawn show. Like, I was like, this is perfect.
Yeah.
And it was like all older comedians, and like the crowd was older, and it worked, you know? So, I mean, maybe older people are more, but you know, a 25-year-old doesn't want to hear me talking about coming on somebody's tits, you know? Like,
No.
and I don't feel comfortable talking about that, you know?
Yeah.
Like, it's, but there's a lot of people out there doing it, you know?
Yes.
And if it works for them, cool. But even like, I watched Funny AF with Kevin Hart, and I voted for Osama Siddiqui. I thought he was the best. Caitlin Palufo, super funny, but like her last set was just all about her pussy, and like she won, or no, she didn't win.
No,
Ron
Taylor won.
Yeah, but like everyone loved it on the show, and I was just like, like I don't know, it just doesn't do it for me.
Yeah.
But she's like on a way higher level than I'm ever probably going to be, you know? And now she's touring nationally and all that, probably not living in a van, but like Ron Taylor did for 7 years or something. But, you know, it's just, it works in certain situations, but like just nobody wants to hear me talk about that shit. So like I try and stay like real life stories about stuff, and you know, like yeah, I have some like I swear for sure, and I have some dirty herb stuff, but like I know I'm finding out where that line is.
Yeah,
you know,
that's important.
and I don't want to be that gross old man.
No, yeah. And, you know, unless you're on the lineup, and if I do those dick jokes, like, I'm the gross old man. So I'm not trying to be that guy either. You know?
Yeah. So if you're Unk, what am I? I don't know how. Am I just like grandpappy?
You're grand unk, man.
Grand Unk? Is that what the kids are saying these days?
The grunk,
I'm
dude.
grunk?
Yeah. Which sounds cooler than unk, if
does.
I'm being honest.
no.
Little jealous,
All right.
you know?
All right, I'm using it.
Yeah. The grunk is in the house,
The grunk
dude.
is in the house.
That grunk chill out. Dude, thank you for coming on. It's been a real pleasure having you in here. I'm glad we've settled in, and, you know, and thank you for thinking of the game. You know, that was pretty
I thought
cool.
it would be a little fun.
Yeah.
Mix things up a little bit. I also I saw how Carl had rewritten your theme song, so I almost got my guitar out and rewrote your theme song.
Lovely.
And recorded it to give to you, just to have like a fight with Carl on whose could be better.
Oh, who could be better? We could have a
and maybe,
song contest.
Yeah, maybe each one of your guests tries to do their own rendition of your theme song.
Oh, yeah.
I like it. Stick with it. Do your
The
thing.
original?
The original.
Yeah, even
But
though it's AI.
It sticks in my head. I
Yeah.
understand that. But
Yeah. I like the original. I love that Carl takes us out of here. You know, I like sending everybody home with a little bit of Carl,
Yeah,
and they're like, yeah. I still like. I go back and forth between which one I think of in my head when I'm thinking of the theme song.
Yeah.
You know, because like, you know, I love the AI version, which is kind of sad, but the but are you likable? You're the host, stand up. You know, like I do like Carl.
Oh, that was funny. I've never met him either. So
Oh, my God,
that's-
yeah.
Like there's so many people, and that's
Carl's a Jersey guy. Like
Yeah,
he's,
yeah,
like,
North Jersey,
yeah,
right?
North Jersey Central. Yeah, North Central. Yeah.
That's part of the problem with like running an open mic now, is that like I'm less likely to drive to Beacon or Albany because I have like the outlet right there, but I need to, because being in that same room, I've run out of my jokes, and like it does push me to write more.
Yeah.
But because I can't tell the same jokes to the same, you know, we get a good mix of people that come in from all over. Like it's not the same people every week, but there's like a core of 5 or 6 people that come every week. And I'm like, I've told these jokes, like nobody's going to laugh at them, you know, but I need to work on them because I have a bunch of shows coming up.
Yeah.
So like, I also need to, so I've decided I'm going to go back to doing my material at the open mic and mix in, you know, some new stuff as well.
Just write them differently. Even that makes it more fun.
Yeah.
There's a joke I've been doing lately about my nephew playing laser tag.
Okay.
And so the joke is I took my nephew to play laser tag the other day, and he's like really good at laser tag. 35 minutes. I didn't tag him once, actually. Yeah. It left me just feeling like, I hope the kids at school are nice to him. You know? So like there's that, but then that's like the 4th time I've written that joke.
Okay.
And initially it was my nephew is really good at laser tag. I forget how it used to go, but it was more of like, you know, it was kind of like a version of it where it's just like, you know, do you think school shooters train at laser tag? You know, like it was something like that.
Yep.
But, you know, that was like, but no, we just went. Anyways, I ruined my own joke.
I have a problem with that. Like I will write a joke and then I'll do it and I'll know it needs to be changed, but like it's like killing my baby, you know. Like I wrote that. I came up with it, like Pet and Impressions.
Yeah.
I wrote that.
Yeah.
Which apparently I went to him after an open mic and I was like, dude, that line is like, I wrote that. You know, like that's become his tag. Because I said that to him. He's like, you know what? Both you and David Stickle told me that same thing, that you love when I say that. So now that's kind of like his tagline.
Well, when I first met Ted, he came to the Krog open mic. I had no idea what he was going to do. No idea. But he's like, Ted, an impressionist.
Yes.
And he concluded every joke with, okay.
Okay. Yeah.
And then he just did okay. And then he did it. He must have said okay like a million times.
Yeah.
And then he got done. And, you know, I just went up on the microphone. I was the host for the mic. I was just like, okay. And then, it's like we
Yeah.
just moved on.
Yeah.
But then the next time I saw him, he hit that, like, I wrote that.
Yeah.
And then, dude, I just like, it was such like he knows what he's doing up there. He's
Yeah.
very smart and
Yeah.
he's very funny. And to just do that bit where he's just like, I wrote that, lets the crowd know that he's aware
Yes,
of how silly
exactly,
he is.
exactly.
And it's so genius.
And then he started to play with it a little bit, and like he's like, I don't want to, do his jokes or, or ruin his jokes, but like he does a joke about something, and he's like, so and so wrote that, like Tarantino wrote that.
Yeah,
You know,
yeah,
like,
yeah,
so
yeah.
like now he's even playing with it a little bit. I
Yeah.
love it. I love it. He was just on my show this past weekend, and dude, he killed. Like,
Yeah,
and like I introduced him as like, this next guy just makes me laugh whenever I see him, and he's unlike any other comedian that you're going to see come up here on the stage tonight, or really any other comedian in this immediate area. Like, he is unique. He does his thing, and then he came up and he killed that room. Like,
Yeah.
he really did. Yeah.
So we're dragging this on now.
Yeah, I'm sorry.
Yeah, no, it's cool. It's cool. I was there used to be a room called the Queen City Lounge in Poughkeepsie.
Yep.
And it was like an all black show. And as a white comic, being able to do that is like a cool opportunity.
Yeah.
I've historically not done well there, right?
Okay.
And it's since then it stopped running. But I was doing a show there once, and Ted, an impressionist, was there.
Oh.
And he was the only one getting everybody to lose their fucking
Oh,
mind.
really?
Yeah,
Yeah.
and this was before he did the I wrote that thing. He was
Yeah,
just
yeah.
doing, okay, and then you just hear me like, nah, he crazy. It's just so, it's like, oh, he crazy. It was
Oh,
just,
my God.
yeah. By the time he hit the okay for like the 5th time, people were just like, okay. They were loving
Yeah,
it.
yeah.
I was like, God damn it, like he's so good.
Yeah, right?
Yeah.
Right. He's just so genuine. He's like he seems like a really nice guy. I don't know him outside of the open mics or the shows that I've been with him, but like I have no idea what he does for a living.
In theory, he
but-
could be like skinning children. For all we know.
absolutely.
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, okay. Yeah. I killed that.
I have this mask on.
Yeah. I wore
In the mirror.
that.
Okay.
God,
Can I plug a couple
terrifying.
shows?
Oh yeah, dude. Please do. Please do.
All right. So this is probably not coming out for a week or two at least, but doing the Tango Cafe with an awesome lineup. You didn't mention Michael in this episode at all, but he's on that show.
I was letting you do it, Michael Gumbiade.
Yeah. He's on that show. Patrick
Smith.
Sarah Shipley, me, Keith Prince. I think that's it. But also a really cool one coming up Friday, July 10th. It's live. It's Barnside Live in Accord, New York. It's this cool private venue apparently, but they also, so you can come in person or you can live stream the show.
Oh.
You can buy a live stream ticket. Apparently they've been the last couple weeks like live streaming the World Cup.
Okay.
With like watch parties and stuff. It seems like a pretty interesting and cool idea.
Yeah.
So I'm looking forward to that. I got the Off the Deep End comedy show at Xena Rec Park.
Heck yeah.
Yep. And all my stuff you can find on Chillout Comedy or Chillout Entertainment /comedy on Eventbrite. But that one is Friday, July 24th. That's going to be a great show. I got Sunday Fun Day in Liberty on the 26th. I got my next Mirabella's comedy show already 25% sold out. So don't forget to get on there and buy those tickets ahead of time.
Host is on that show.
August 1st. Yes, this guy right here. And you know what? He is such a baller. He's going to leave that show and go do another show. That is how in demand David Stickle is.
Yeah.
He's doing 2 shows in 2 different counties on one night.
And by demand, we mean we demand he leaves. Like, please leave.
All right, David, get. I don't have the room for you now. So that one's August 1st. That's going to be a fun time. I'm also doing a show at Chicky Ribs in Sullivan County.
Ooh.
And then I'm going to be, apparently, unless Corey gets a full-time job and stops doing all the Julian shows, which he mentioned on like his story recently, I'm going to be out at Julian's on August 29th.
Did he mention he was doing that?
He said something, I think it might have been written like, we do these, whatever, twice a month, but I might be getting a full-time job, so I might not be doing this ever again, or something like that.
He's very honest when it comes to that stuff.
Yeah. So that I love those Julian shows.
Yeah, they're fun.
They're a lot of fun. So I'm looking forward to being on that again. I've already done it twice, and it's a good time.
Yeah, he's a great dude too.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah, of
for
course.
sure.
Likeable is filmed and recorded with Radio Free Rhinecliff. Thank you to Jen Hammoud and Matthew Rosenberg, our producers, and thank you to the Epicurean, which hosts us for each and every episode. Come in, stop and shop, and you may just catch us on the air. Likeable is a comedy-based podcast for experts in absolutely nothing and should not be taken seriously whatsoever. Please consider this your daily dose of funny? Guaranteed hilarity.
Guaranteed hilarity.
There we go. We need a Mad Lib for that. Guaranteed hilarity, and not guaranteeing that actually.
No.
But yeah, Chuck
not legally binding.
Not legally binding. Nobody's binding me to nothing. No BDSM. According to my first comedy set. Chuck Chillout, thank you for coming, man.
Dude, thanks for having me.
Hell yeah.
Appreciate it.
Yeah. Carl.
Welcome to a new kind of interruptible. To reward you for sitting through this episode, and in an attempt at shameless self-promotion, I, comedian Chuck Chillout, am doing a giveaway. That's right. If you're watching this, if you're listening to this on Apple or Spotify or wherever else you get your podcast, make sure to go to Chuck Chillout Comedy on Instagram, follow, and DM me the word Likeable. The first 10 people to do that will be put into a drawing for 2 free tickets to their choice of any Chill Out comedy show. So be sure to follow and DM me to enter. The drawing will be done on Instagram, so just to make sure it's fair, because I'm kind of a sketchy fellow. And now, back to the show.
Wake me up when July ends. Oh, hey. Didn't see you there. This is the end of the episode, presumably. And guess what? It's also the interruptible. We have, we've got stuff to share. We've got 7:10. We're going to be doing the Krog Rhinebeck show. We're getting close to the end of those. 7-11, May 11 Friends in Brooklyn at the Brooklyn Art House. That's going to be a very fun show. I don't know anybody on the lineup, but I'm always excited to do shows in Brooklyn, especially this month, because on the 17th, I was supposed to do a show in Saratoga. Personal reasons, could not do it. Personal reasons for the booker. So I won't be doing my 25-minute set. Not a big deal. No big deal. I'm not crushed. I'm not heartbroken. Okay. I'm going to be at Cafe Mia in Brooklyn with Big Chuckles Comedy. That one's going to be a super fun one. And then on 7/18, the next night, I'm going to be in Bayshore, Long Island, which is exciting for all of us. And then on 7/19, I'm going back to Brooklyn for a comedy social, which is going to be a great time. We have the World Cup right after that. That's going to be super exciting. That should be a really fun show overall. So, and on 7/24, going to be at the Denizen Theater. I'm not on the lineup, I don't think. I'm just going to be hanging around. There's people walking by the window right now. And on 7/26, I'm going to be in Liberty, New York for Sunday Fun Day. That lineup looks pretty cool. I'm very excited for all of it. I am realizing that the audio on this might be pretty rough, and I'm sorry about that. But you know what else I'm not sorry about? Is Carl getting us out of here. Carl!